We'll be talking about, the challenges of raising children in this society in this day and age. Now, there are many challenges that parents face nowadays. The most common ones are balancing the work and family life, dealing with stress, and raising the children in this digital age. As a parent, you face many challenges and obstacles on a daily basis. Now, from managing your household budget to teaching your children about money and staying safe online, you have to juggle many responsibilities at once. However, by being mindful of the different challenges that you face and taking steps to address them, you can successfully manage your parenting responsibilities. To start, it's important to set clear your goals and priorities and to be realistic about what you can achieve on a daily basis. The growing popularity of digital devices and social media has also created new challenges, of course, for the parents. Now, for example, many parents now struggle to set healthy limits around the screen time for the children and many more. Now, on this matter, our reporter Bello Musa in Kaduna has a package put together for this purpose. So take a look.
Every parent's dream is to raise a good child that will be beneficial to them and the society. However, raising child is always associated with certain challenge which parents not, if not properly addressed, could affect the attitude and the behavior of the children.
First challenge is poverty. So poverty is the worst challenge that deter the way we are raising our children, because the poverty, you see, more especially in our modern culture, we do marry like 2-3 wives when you don't have, when you are not financially buoyant to cater with your family.
Issue of upbringing a child primarily lies on the parents. A child entered into school of his mother. That is why we have mother tongue. The way mother talk, that is how a child grew up to talk. The language that the mother speaks is the language that the child will speak, not the father, because he entered the mother's school first. So if the mother is well trained and she knows her responsibilities, that child will be a very good child.
Stakeholders and parents often attribute many moral decadence witnessed in the society to lapses of parental guide in the course of raising their children.
Environments where the child grow up, which environment did the child grow up, it is very vital. You understand? You cannot go to a community where people are irresponsible, they don't care about their way of living, and then expecting your child to be a good child. No matter how good you are, that child will not be good.
Secondly, is this the social reform. When I say social reform, most of the children that we are raising now, children of nowadays, do involve in social media activities when they are teenagers, in their teenage age. So this will also help to destroy the foundation we give our children.
When lapses are recorded at homes in children's upbringing, many believe that it will reflect in the larger society.
We need two categories of people to shape the lives of people. That is the religious teachers. We learn from them, not only talking. Let us see what they are saying being done practically. That is one. Secondly, the custodian of our cultures. Who are the custodian of our culture? The traditional rulers. They secured our culture so that we will not deviate.
If you marry a religious woman, they definitely should, the moral upbringing of your son. Children she's going to give birth to is going to be a well-recognized children, because she's a religious woman. She knows how to give them training.
To nurture children to be greater leaders of tomorrow, the consensus is that all hands must be on deck to make the society and by extension the country better. Bello Musa, Trust TV News Kaduna.
welcome back. Now, you heard what Bello Musa has said about, of course, the situation. We got the report from parents talking about how challenging parents, are handling this situation these days, and how much taxing it is for them, considering the digital age where you have to monitor almost everything that your child is going through. Fatih, how is
Why did you call my name like that, as if I am the cause of the whole problem?
No, we are here to find solution for the problem.
Fatih, like as if, okay, so
there is no accusation.
First of all,
just how do we deal with this particular situation? Because people always blame the parent when a child, misbehaves. So at what point would the society appreciate the parent on what they are doing right?
For giving birth to the child, the society should appreciate. You think it's easy to carry a child and give birth to?
No, but funny enough, not just giving birth to a child, it's
great
number
one appreciation, because at least they have a offspring,
yes, of course,
gotten
it's a good thing, but
don't
forget that some people are menace to the society.
Yeah.
So as a parent, at what point would someone say, I have failed to even, get to that point where your child is all bad and society would blame you?
So there are parents that have actually, given up on some of their children because they have tried, right?
Yes.
But then at the same time, it's not just, raising a child is not just about the parent. A society, the whole community can raise a child. But there are some parents that don't allow their children to be corrected by people that are not related to them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, but the truth is, parents are actually trying, and there is peer pressure. Don't forget that.
There is always.
So when you as a parent, you instill values on your children, and then someone comes from nowhere and changes it for you.
Yeah.
So you can't monitor your children all the time. You go to work, they go to school, they have friends. Some of them tend to copy what they see their friends doing, or how their friends are living.
But something really needs to be done. Something really needs to be done. So right now, we're going to open the phone line. You can call the number that would be, or that is displayed on your screen right now, and you can send us WhatsApp message, with your thoughts on this particular situation. And please, if you're sending your messages, include your name and location. And if you're calling us, please do stay away from your TV set or turn down the volume of your TV so that we can hear you. You talk to us through your phone, not through your TV, because this is a very important discussion that we need to talk about. I mean, with everything that is happening, if we go way back to, say 10, 20 years ago, how children are, being treated in a society is that it's not only your parents that would treat you
definitely
rightly, okay. So we have a caller this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, the golden girl of Trust TV.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sumaya. Good morning, Asma.
Good morning, Usman. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, Usman from Yola. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Sumaya. Good morning, Sumaya. The challenges of raising a child, Sumaya, honestly, relies not only on the parents, but in terms about the society too. It needs a sort of evaluation and monitoring. When you monitor your child at the home front, then at the end of the day you have to evaluate his conduct outside the society. And it doesn't stop there. I remember when I was growing up, the early days, that is around 70s and 80s. It is not only the parents, our parents that only guide us.
Discipline
people outside people.
Yeah, that's why I said
they guide us when we go ask
them.
But Sumaya, honestly, these days it's very difficult.
Indeed.
Imagine if you are living with a neighbor and a child of a neighbor go astray. If you take the guts of trying to correct him, it's another big problem. So at times I've gotten a situation where somebody even took somebody because he's trying to correct his children. He took him to court and he's their neighbors, which is not what is obtainable in the 80s and 70s and 80s. So I think challenges of raising a child is enormous, very enormous.
Very, very.
It's not only at the home front, it entails both the parents, that is the father, the mother, and the people in the society. They are also, it is incumbent upon them to take on the challenges of raising a child. So if we say, because we are not this man is this guy, this boy is on my child, and I see he's going astray. Honestly speaking, we'll get it back. That is why nowadays we find our children, they are so, wayward. At times you see a child, maybe in the house he pretend as if he's innocent, but when he's outside, what he would commit will be transferred to the society. So I think it's incumbent on both parents, the society, and even government should wait into this kind of, so maybe by introducing a certain subject, maybe through social studies, so that it will be taught to children on how they will behave. Because as leaders of tomorrow, we need them to be in perfect condition. Maybe your co-host make mention of peer. Peer group also influence a child to go astray. The parents will be honestly trying their best. But if he falls into a peer group that are very bad, they will influence it easily.
Sure.
So I want to say thank you. I thank you for the opportunity usually given to me every Saturday. Good morning to you all.
Thank you very much, Usman from Yola, for that wonderful, expansive discussion there, where he mentioned a lot of things happening. Before the call came in, we're talking about how discipline is different these days, and whether we like it or not, one person or two persons cannot really train a child. Now we're talking about the father figure and the mother figure. You can't do it alone.
It's beyond that. That's why I said the community also. Exactly. That's why I said, and there are some parents that don't like it when other people correct their parents.
Usman said that some people even take you to court, or the teachers to court.
And then there's something he made mention of, social studies. Maybe they can teach children how to communicate or how to do certain things. At the same time, you remember when we went to school, or should I say maybe still, there are still guardian and counselors in school where children go to talk to the guardians and counselors to tell them like they're there as like parents, to guide you. Yes, so I think it's a responsibility that even from schools, right from schools, you can start, putting children and teaching them on how to go about lives, how to grow, groom themselves and stuff. So, because parents are actually taking their children to the school, leaving them under your care. So you're supposed to train them as well.
There is still guardian and counselor though, right? I mean, the only thing I feel the government are not doing is putting it there for the tertiary institution where it should be compulsory. Okay. All right, we have another call. Good morning. Good morning. Are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Your name and location, please.
I am Saliu Isalemu from Niger State, Mina.
Thank you for joining us, Saliu. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yes, I'm Saliu Isalemu from Niger State, Mina.
You've mentioned that Saliu.
Saliu Isalemu.
No, it's okay. We can hear you. Please, just stay away from your TV. Talk to us via phone.
Yes, I'm aware. Okay. In fact, this topic is very, very important to us. And I will want to continue to tell you that you are doing the rightful thing. And what is exactly happening today is quite unfortunate. I will want to leave this as an experience that happened to me. We live with a neighbor. And the child did something wrong, throwing stone into the other neighbor's house. In the process of correcting the child, the woman took us to the police station. Wow. And the next thing we should get from the police is the same person that was correcting that young baby was kept in the detained zone, asking him several questions. Who gave you the right to do that? The woman gave you permission to correct the child. Say, no, but you're always traveling around. You are a traveler. You are a businesswoman. Travel from one pole to the other. Most of the time, this girl even comes to our compound there where she brings some of her assignments. The younger ones there. Now, when she did something that is wrong, you are correcting her, you are bringing us to police station. My child is sick because you use bulala to beat my child. At the end of the day, the whole thing come back to us. We ended up begging, asking her to please forgive the whole issue. You can see this is not what is happening in those days when we were being brought up, early 70s. In fact, I particularly was being brought up by the neighbors. We live in the same compound, but we attach ourselves to those whom the child is so much interested in. And you can see you will be corrected. by that person. Your father will be looking at it. He will close his own eyes away from you. And you will see that everything keep going on very well. You don't even, in fact, there was a time I wore slippers to my malam's place. My malam used bulala to lash me, have blood back on my back. I came back home crying. My mothers were furious. Why should malam do to this boy this way? My father ended up giving me tulare. You know tulare? Perfume. A beautiful perfume to go and give him, thanking him for what he has done. In the same society we are in today that a child will misbehave, even in the school. The parents will follow the teacher there and beat hell out of the teacher in front of the child. Now, what are we talking about?
Indeed.
What are we talking about? When you do something, they say human rights activists, or they will say child's right, this right, that right. That is the right we are seeing ourselves into today, that we are all getting it wrong. So,
I mean, thank you so much, Saliu from Niger, for that amazing contribution there. I mean, he mentioned, reminiscing on how
he was brought up by his neighbor.
Yes, and while growing up, yes, because you know that it's not only your parent you need to be scared of. Whenever you see an elderly neighbor and you're doing something wrong, you immediately, change your ways. But these days, you would see someone already, and the person is watching you, giving you the eye of what you're doing is horrible. But the boy turns, or the baby turns to look at his mom to see. So if the mom is not giving him the side eye, then it's fine. He would look at you and shoo you and just continue what he's doing. There is no fear anymore. And the fact that, parents take teachers to, the station these days, arrest people, or to court, saying that you're extreme and all that. And there's this narrative, Fatima, that people say, they'll say kids don't lie.
Yeah,
someone said kids are the biggest liar. Are you kidding me? A child would come. I have seen situations where
they
a
are
child
kids,
would
right?
come.
Because they can't.
Sometimes they are scared, so they would create lies.
Yes.
So they'll come.
But then at the same time, because they are vulnerable, they are kids. They don't know what they are doing, so they'll tell you the truth and they'll lie to you because they are still kids, right?
A child can lie and cause a lot of problem.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen a situation where a child did something to the neighbor, and the neighbor tried to talk, and then the child lied to his mom about what happened, and there was a clash. By the time they realized, it was already too late. The damage had already been done. So you need to check that. All right, we have another caller. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, your name and location, please.
Okay, I'm Emmanuel from Nasarawa State.
Okay, Emmanuel, thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Okay, morning. Talking about the challenge of raising a child, I must say, in those days, when raising a child is everyone's concern, it wasn't like the way it is now, because when you see a child of your neighbor maybe not going to school, it might be of your a kind of asking them why. If they say school fees, you take them to school, or you might even pay school fees for them, or even carry them in your car to your children's school if they are together, or you take them to their school, drop them there, take your children. But now it's not like that. So I see somebody talking about maybe he try to correct someone, they take him to police station. It's not right, but sometimes parents of nowadays, they feel, okay, since my children needs are not your concern, then maybe bullying them or trying to correct them by beating them may end up maybe injuring them or something like that. So that's the concern. Had it been it was like then I think it's acceptable. That is where I see that some parents got mad when we try to beat their children in the aspect of correction.
All right, thank you so much, Emmanuel, for that wonderful call. So at the end of the day, yes, I mean, even though we keep saying that the external factors, I mean, the society, the community helping raising a child, the primary responsibility goes to the parents. So what are the parents doing right or wrong these days? Because we know that with every generation it becomes tougher and tougher.
You know, so the parents are actually trying. You know, like the Bedlos report, there's one of the persons he interviewed said financially buoyant to cater for the family as well. So parents are not just, you know, it's not just about them, because they can survive, but when you have kids, you have to cater for the kids. That's where the catering and then the hardship starts for a parent. You know, it's not just about, oh, it's just me and you when we are married. When you start producing, you have to start thinking about how you're going to discipline the children, what you're going to teach them, how you want them to grow. And you know, he also talked about the religion way of raising a child as well. So it's not just about, oh, you're doing wrong, change it. There are certain times that you need to tell your child,
and early guidance.
You know, yesterday we were having similar conversation with Mardia, and we were saying that, okay, parents need to start teaching their children at the early age, you know, about certain cultural traditions or religion that you want to put them in the right path on. You know, so you have to start from an early age, maybe at the age of 1, 2, when a child has already started picking 1 or 2 words and they can actually try to communicate. You can start teaching them maybe how to pray before they eat, how to wash their hands before they eat. Do you understand? Maybe how to do certain things, how to talk to their elders. That's why you see when a child, maybe a young child, maybe at the age of 1, 2, insults an elderly, maybe he uses the hand to insult, like the waka thing that they used to do. You see that the parents will hold the hand and hit the hand. Yes, because so I'm just talking about, you know, discipline. It starts from somewhere. You have to start from somewhere. So that's basically what I'm saying. I, for one, from my experience, I was practically raised by by my neighbors too, not just my mom or my parents, because they go out for work. Sometimes they travel, so you're just maybe with your neighbors or your helpers. Yeah, so you have different people giving you the take of their own
We have another caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Are you with
Hello,
us?
good morning.
All right, I think he's going to call back.
He's online. Can you hear us?
Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning. Please, can you speak a little bit louder and tell us your name and where you're calling us from? Sorry? Ahmed. Okay, what do you know from Juggle?
Thank you for joining.
I like this. This is the first time I'm seeing this program, and I like it. But I will not go on the second. I want to say this issue of 9. So nobody can bring a child. But this day you can find out the father and the mother will leave the child and go to work and leave it with the 9. So this also is bringing problem of in between of bringing the child. Hello?
Yes, we're with you, Mother.
The issue of 90. The issue of 90. So these people that you are bringing as a nanny in the house to bring your child, to train your child, to hold your child, you know the mommy will not stay with the child. So the mother goes to work, and the father is also goes to work. So they will leave it with the mommy and this nanny.
But you know, Modibo, you do know that at this time and age, you know, majority of the parents are working class. So at some point, you need help and assistance.
That is the problem. That is the problem of nowadays.
Is that a problem?
You know, the mother will not stay with her child. They will just hand the child to the nanny. And these nannies.
Okay, the raising of a child is not only the mother's responsibility, though.
Really, but this nanny of 18, in fact,
has an
if you didn't check well,
all right, Madibo, thank you so much, for that contribution. Yes, there are a lot of reasons, for a child going astray, and definitely we will not dismiss Modibo's concern about a nanny helping out. At some point, they tend to impact negatively on the child's upbringing, while other times, you know, few of them impact
actually good
positively.
ones, yeah, because you know the issue is, you know, everybody is has a different background and discipline. My discipline is different from yours, so if I'm with your child and I'm putting him through the way I was being disciplined, you know, so there's going to be a whole lot of confusion, and your child will grow up to have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please, your name and location.
My name is Lowell Bello Zorama from Sokoto State.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lowell, for joining us from Sokoto. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yes, I just want to say something about the current topic.
Okay.
That is challenges of raising a child or children.
Mm-hmm.
You see, actually, it's a collective responsibility rather than a child. For example, the parents are the primary sources, the community, and also other factors like maybe school and the larger society. But the problem we are having now is that you see these so-called working class ladies, women or mothers, you know, most of them, they handed over the care of their children to what they call nannies. And that also has a serious implication. For example, now, you don't know much about nanny. You employ her, you also handed over your children to her, and most of them, there are a lot of cases that have shown that many of these nannies are maltreating the children given to them due to the absence of the mother and the father. So they try to maltreat the children, or to some extent also expose them to some bad habits, thereby corrupting the mind of these young children. So, yes, so actually, that's problem. Therefore, the mothers, these working class mothers, have to be very careful in knowing who are these nannies, who are they, what can they be able to do. Because if now, for example, a child of 1 and maybe and a half year, or 2 years, or 3 years, is being raised by another woman who is not his biological mother, so there is a lot of problem while that child is rising up. And again, as the last speaker said, before now, many people are concerned about raising the children. For example, now, if I have my own family, I have a neighbor. If I saw his children doing something that is not good, I have to correct them. And even if the parents or the neighbor knows about that, maybe I even punish his child because of his wrongdoing, he will support me. But nowadays, things have changed. If you correct a child of a neighbor's child, the neighbor may come and start querying you the reason why you do that, or can even engage in a fight. So actually, what I'm just saying is, in summary, is that the parents have to be very careful in raising up their children. Not everyone should be given that responsibility, the so-called nannies or other house help. That's my contribution.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Lowell from Sokoto, for that detailed contribution to the topic today. And now, challenges of parenting is something that we need to emphasize about. It is tedious these days. Social media is crazy. At times parents would be able to handle your friends and monitor the friends that you make physically, but they don't know the friends that you have, via social media. And
then actually the funny thing is we have a message from someone from Gombe. He says, yes, that hero from Gombe. He said, "Good morning to you presenters. Honestly, parents finding it very difficult to raise children today because of the economic buhaha/hardship, especially in our society. Hausa Fulani, 3 to 4 wives and 10 to 15 and even 20 children. How do you expect one man to cater for those children? That's why we are all crying. I hear Aliyu from Gombe. So you can see that, and exactly, you know, Northerners, they tend to have more wives, more kids. You would not be able to know the behavior, to keep up, you know, to discipline, to raise the children the right way. That's why you see some children actually going out to raise themselves on the street. The street raises some of these kids, and so you won't expect the child that you is your favorite, that you're always trying to discipline the right way, and you're forgetting others to be the same. Yeah, so
and other situation, people tend to take care of women more. They pay attention to women's upbringing more than the men.
Yeah.
All right,
so
we
I
have
think
another
this is going to be our last caller.
Yeah. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and location, please.
My name is Asimiu. I'm calling from Niger State.
Thank you for calling us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
I would like to make a little contribution to the program. I've been following up since you started. I would say our environment now plays a vital role in raising up a child. Why? Because in nowadays, where we find out everybody likes to live in his own apartment. They want to live with, let me call this way. In those days, we live in those houses we call statement as Latif, where children, my own children and your children will be playing together. Anybody, if any of them did anything wrong, to try to punish them. But nowadays, everybody is locked in. You can't even see your neighbor's children, what they are doing, what they are going through. So this aspect to play a lot of role. And due to how we were being raised in those days, we are friends to our parents. We play with them, we do that. But nowadays, no, everybody is there. You are there, and they are there in their work until 9 o'clock. The children are asleep before they come back. They don't even know what they are going through, who they play with, who they are working with. So this thing too, it has a role that play in the children. Like in those days when we are small, we sit down with our parents. If an elderly person is coming in, carries a load on his hand or on his head, our parents will tell them, go and collect, assist him. You take it to his room, then they pray for it. Nowadays, we don't do that. Even if it's coming with load, they will try to look at it that is your problem, Jari. How will you be sending my children? I didn't ask him to go and carry such kind of load. So we don't even see other people as it's their own problem. It's not none of mine. So all these things play a lot of role in raising up a children. So children don't even see anybody except their parents. Even the parents, something you want to trade them. You say, that is your own time. No. Our own time is our own time. Let's do it the way it is being done now. So that is my only two contribution.
Thank you very much.
Well, everyone went detailed on it. So at the end of the day, it's not like we don't know what to do, but then sometimes it gets more challenging. And at the end of the day, as a parent, you need to welcome the help of others.
Yeah, you know, and I was telling you yesterday, I said, I said parents have to be soft when their children come to them for advice, or, you know, they want to relate with them. There are some strict parents that the children cannot even come to them to talk to them. True. You know, so maybe this is going to be another topic for another day. As we've come to the end of the phone line segment today.